Hi everyone, and welcome to week 4. Okay, so in week 1, 2, 3, done some different stuff. Started with folios, background, basically the floor, street, lights. Week 2, you went into doing a car. All right, which is basically out of like a NASCAR car. Okay, that's what I kind of wanted. Okay. In week 3, you made buildings. All right, houses, buildings with doors and windows and frames, all kit building basically. So now you should have a full scene pretty much with background, houses, buildings, light, and the car. Okay. Now in week 4 and 5, we are gonna change a little bit the pace, and it's gonna be a little harder. In more work, I think, pretty much, but it's very important. Characters are very important. We're gonna first, in this week, week 4, you are going to unwrap a full character. Thanks to my buddy Emmett Matthews that work as a character a designer, modeler, texture at THQ, Rainbow, you guys. He made from my game that player that you have right here from my tennis game that we have used, that we are going to use now. This is a great little mesh for video game. It works fairly well in my game. So this week you are going to unwrap it, okay? Now you already know how to unwrap because I showed you that in the previous class, and and unwrapping is unwrapping. But what I showed you in the previous class is what I call the vintage, or the classic technique. All right, using planar unwrapping, obviously projection to unwrap it, but it's the classic technique. Now there is out there now for the last 2-3 years at least, yeah, 2 or 3 years, a new technique that still use planar on projection to unwrap it, but that does use another tool, the unfold tool, all right, in the UV windows to actually unfold your mesh fairly organically along your seam. Okay, so that's what you are going to do this week. You are going to use that new technique and not the old technique. You are going to use the new technique to actually unwrap that mesh depending on its natural seam. Okay, it is very important that you understand the concept of natural seam. It is basically a seam on the character, clothing, or change of something that is natural in visually. So that lets you put a seam basically. All right, so let's say between the t-shirt right here and the skin, that could be a seam. So you would unwrap the arm by itself, and then actually after that you unwrap the t-shirt by itself. This is natural seam right there. Okay, now when you unwrap the hand and the fingers, there's no real natural seam. You need to make it seamless by actually, later on when you paint it, make a seamless texture basically. Okay, so you need to pick your natural seam very well. Okay, everywhere. This is one of the goals of this exercise. So you need to do that. You need to do the reading. Okay, from page 529 to 591. Okay, you guys, and it's very important that you do that reading, and that you actually, even if sometime that reading is not completely for Maya, it doesn't really matter. It's still very valuable, and it actually talks about mainly Photoshop and stuff like that. Okay, so and it's very important that you go through that. All right, it's pretty good. It's exactly how I do it, so I like that. You need to go through the lectures after that. Okay, the unwrapping and unfolding technique that I showed you, that I told you about. Okay, and then I have the classic unwrapping, just in case you get lost and you forgot that one right here. Okay, so that's what you did in the previous class. Okay, but I want you to use that right here. That's your main lecture with the reading. Okay, and you have a discussion right here that has to do on natural seams. Okay, and your assignment, which is unwrapping. We talked about it, so go through that. It's very important you go through that. And you have to take quiz 4. All right, quiz 4 is open right now, and take it this week. Okay, so have some fun, and the week after, the last week, you'll be painting it. Okay, so have a good one, guys.